Hi guys, so I'm going to be doing the 4 elements in a reading, and I meant to do it all together, but somehow it didn't work out that way. So we're just going to do it this way. Now this is going to be for the element of air, which is also, intellect, communication, that type of thing. So you can either resonate with being an air sign, or you can also take this as something, as being in your mental escape, or the way you communicate, something like that. So the first card I have, which is going to be a mystical shaman oracle, and this one is number 46 with the serpent. The whole point is I wanted this to kind of be like the essence of what it is, and then we'll go through it and I'll explain to you what I had decided to do. But anyway, so the essence of this, the serpent. The serpent is the life force of Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden. That's kind of ironic since it's the mind and air element, right? And she reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. The invitation says, the serpent power of Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to, and welcome the vulnerable pink underbelly that will bring you fresh experience of your life. Your passion and sexuality are awakening. This can be scary. Trust the wisdom of the serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful and original manifestation. So with me, when I think of sensual, I always think of senses, right? And that's why, when somebody is sensual, that's why it's like their aura, whoever they are, whether they smell, hear them, or experience them, it overloads your senses. But to be that way within yourself is to be authentically yourself and allow yourself to feel things at the deepest core. So what I wanted to do with this is, the first card, which we have the 3 of Cups, is going to be kind of like your general energy, where you're at right now, whether you resonate with this. And this can be somebody who is, feeling celebratory, whether that's within themselves, their families, or their connections, right? This is somebody who is being celebrated by others, and you are celebrating others, right? This is somebody who is enjoying the connection of others. And so what I wanted to do is the next card, which is I love these cards too. I think they're so cool. These are the Santa Muerte Oracle. This is going to kind of be like your shadow. Not that like the shadow is a bad thing or anything like that, but we got to remember, what is a shadow? A shadow is the absence of light. Doesn't necessarily mean that those dark parts are bad. It just means this is a part of ourselves that maybe we don't show other people. And so we have number 21 with instincts. Instincts represent the innate behaviors that are not the result of a learning process connected to the intellect, nor to a person or emotional choices that derive from the energy content of emotions. Instinct, rather, is a force that taps into the collective unconsciousness and flows directly into the will card. This is something intrinsically connected to our desires, our true nature, our creativity, and sexuality. So there's a lot of that in there. Anyway, the advice of the dead says, indulge the flame that you feel burning without repressing it. Transform it into a strong point with pride, and you will obtain the result you desire. So I feel like what the saying is, oh wow, that's like, is that 21? And then this is 12, and there's a 3. Holy crap, dude, you don't even know. Wait till you get to the other cards. I have one that has a bunch of 7s. But anyway, so there's 3 3s here. Oh, so there's a 10 and 3 3. Holy crap. Anyway, I just had a moment. So what I'm thinking about this is, okay, and I love those colors. If you look, like on the Hanged one, the colors kind of match that a lot. And I think that's crazy how that is. So, okay. So when we talk about instinct, that's your instinct to be pure, to be yourself, right? That's the instinct to let yourself free. And that is what, that's exactly what our shadow is. It's that deeper instinct, the natural part of ourselves that we're either afraid to let out, or we're afraid other people won't like, right? But that's your true self. And sometimes they need to be tamed in certain situations, but other times they don't need to be tamed. So I'm not quite sure what this means for somebody. I hope whoever gets something out of this, if this is something you'd like to share with others, you can maybe mention that in the comments. I don't know. But there's 3 threes here, and that's just freaking beautiful. And there's a lot of emphasis on togetherness and connections and relationships. And there's passion here. This is air, right? This is our element of air, our mind, and our communication. So maybe this is about communicating that need for passion or that passion, right? So that being like our shadow side, maybe we kind of need to bring that out a little bit, right? Maybe somebody needs to bring out that passionate side of themselves, that innate, intuitive and instinctual self, right? That deeper part of yourself that, doesn't ask if it's okay to be who you are, right? And then my last card, I kind of looked into like, that's our transformation. What is their transformation for this one? So the Hanged One, which, is the Hangman. And a lot of times, people look at the Hangman and it's like sacrifice, or, it can also be, putting others before yourself, but it can also be looking at things another way. So I feel like that's kind of what this is saying, because sacrifice doesn't feel right here, especially with all these passion and connectivity. And then, the serpent telling you to bring on that sensuality and that inner deep part of yourself, that fire and desire of yourself, right? There's a lot of noise out here, but maybe that means something to somebody. But so I think that's what this is saying. Your transformation is that you're going to look at this as a different way, and it's going to allow you to release, right? Because when he puts himself up there, right? The Hangman puts himself there. Nobody put him there. He put himself there for reflection. Sometimes it is to kind of take on the things of others in a form of sacrifice, but not in a way that demeans himself. It's almost like a okay, well, you know what? I'll take this and I will sit on it a while and I'll figure it out and then I'll transmute it, right? So I feel like this is somebody that needs to embrace that passion inside of themselves to cause a transformation, whether that's in you, somebody else, or the people around you. So a lot of 333s in there, and there's a lot of red and gold, so a lot of root and solar plexus chakra. But I feel like that's what it's saying, like, get into that inner passion of who you are and express it, right? Because that's how you're going to transform the situation.